Crap, we're live.
We are live. Hey, welcome everybody, and we're glad you could join us. It is a messy Monday. We are just hanging out. Got a couple more folks that are coming into the room, but we have Meredith and Mrs. N is here. Tealwheels is here. Dana, hey, how are you? There she is. Dana is here. Brick Smith is in the house.
Woo!
And Fleebnork is not because he's taking his dog out to go to the bathroom. So he will be in shortly. That's a mock I do not care to see. So my kiddo is in the house. He hasn't had supper yet, so he's going to eat a sandwich over there, but not be on. No, you can sit right there. Okay. Keep your meatball sub over on that end of the room. That's good. All right. So we are excited that you are here. Thank you for joining us. My friend Brom earlier today, waiting for Fazoom's first utterance of the words super rad. If you don't follow Andrew, what's up, Jay? If you don't follow Andrew, who does a podcast called Bricks and Beers, he's like one of the OG YouTube, but he's an old guy, kind of like us. He does I guess a monthly Lego podcast talking about the stuff he does, and he was talking about Mechtober. And he's from California. He talks very California. So he says super rad like all the time. So I made a comment on his post that said, I have understood that I need to say the words super rad more. And Brom threw that at me today. So it is super rad, man.
Wasn't that a BMX movie in the 80s?
I think so, right? And it had like the kind of a neon outline of a dude on a bike in different colors, like so 80s.
That's one of Brian's favorites.
That's awesome. All right. Well, let's go around the room and then we'll see who's in. I know Magnus is not coming tonight, but I know Rich said he would be in his very, very, very empty Lego room. So anyway, Miss Meredith, we will go to you first. What is going on in your Lego world?
Well, nothing has gone on, but today I'm trying to hide my address so no one cyber stalks me. I got something from the Royal Mail.
Oh, you got the sale.
And here it is.
I'm sailing.
Come
I sailed.
Come.
We can finish.
Yay.
Yay. Woo. That's awesome.
I will probably try to take nice pictures of it this week, and since it's finished. So I could probably put more. Now I could put more furniture in the ship eventually, but the rest of the ship is done.
Cool.
It's done. Yay!
Yay!
That's about it. So Natalie's been building lots of friends. Lots of friends.
That's awesome.
She's made the trip to the dark side.
I'm sorry?
She's made the trip to the dark side.
Yeah, she fluctuated. It was Friends, then it was Harry Potter, then it was Marvel, then it's Friends.
Nice.
So maybe she's going to go around the circle again.
I think so, but of course, when I'm like, okay, great, you're not into Star Wars anymore. You don't need a new Ashoka. She's like, no, I need the new Ashoka too.
Of course you do. What are you talking about?
Can't not have it.
So that's about it. It's been kind of quiet. Somebody has a birthday and Christmas coming up, so there hasn't been a lot of purchases going on because of that. So hence.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, it looks great. Give us a quick. You got the whole ship there for us to give us a quick pan.
Hold on a second. Let me. I'm sitting on the opposite. This is Natalie's build side. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me put the. Well, we can do it this way. I don't have all of it together right now, but there she blows.
That is so awesome. Stinking awesome.
So she's almost done.
Stinking awesome. So cool. I'm glad y'all are doing that together. That is amazing.
Yeah, she did all the interiors. I didn't do any of the interior. It was all her. So all the furniture in there is all Natalie.
Cool.
Not a lot. You watch that where the lady called Ellie V Toys in Australia who only builds friend stuff. She does a great job with furniture, and that's what she copied. She watched her techniques on her blogs, and she copied them. Right? That's how you learn.
That's right. And it's so amazing for kids her age to see and be able to latch onto really advanced techniques now to then build on that in the future. Who knows what they're going to be able to
He'll be
build.
building around us in like 4 years.
Oh yeah. No, Jake slapped me on a couple things. He builds better mechs than I do, I think. No, I know it. He does. So anyway, Fleebnorg is back with us and adding also to the stream, Mr. Proudlove. How you doing, man?
Hey, hello.
Hello.
It would not be a chat without a Canadian dropping by. So
I got my own.
Good point.
good. Let's go to Dana. Dana, man, what is going on in your world, man?
So this week is about Futron. It's all about Futron. So as you can see over my shoulder here, I have a plethora of Futron vehicles. Much like when I was going through and if you change my name to Troubles Bragging again, I'm going to keep things from you that I owe you. Much like the Entron sets, I didn't realize I had acquired quite so many of these, so that I now have probably dupes of at least 2/3 of the sets. So I was making sure that all the bits and pieces were in place so I can spend a couple days down in the basement taking some photos to post for Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. So, and I've been thinking about how I'm going to photograph the monorail, and I think I've come up with an idea. And it means I'm going to have to take both the vehicles out of the garage and set up some lighting and turf and Trouble's not bragging. There we go. So my ideal is that I want to do one big shot like I did with all my classic space sets, but I don't have the room that I normally had when I made that photo. So I think I'm gonna have to use the garage to do it. And what I want to try and do is actually put up both monorails that I have for the 6990 and all the Futron sets at the same time for one giant Futron photo. So that I've got to make a Halloween costume between now and the 31st, and I won't be home most of Saturday, so I'm kind of running out of time for some of this stuff. So we'll see.
Right, it is all of a sudden the end of October. I mean,
yeah, for a minute ago it was like October 3rd, and now it's the 18th or 19th or something. Yeah,
right.
What's going on with that? So
yeah, there's something about that. Halloween's on Saturday. It's like I got that whole week before, but I'm like, I really don't. I mean, it's going to get here really fast. So.
It's going to happen really fast. And I was actually kind of hoping that everybody who shows up for Old Gray Bricks the Thursday before Thanksgiving, that we all show up in costume.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I'll throw that out there now.
I don't have one, but anyway, I'll see what.
But you got 2 weeks.
I have an idea. It's gonna be.
Oh, me, Mr. Bricksmith, man, what is going on, man?
Hey, listen, I want to say this, Chris. I'll be there Saturday. You can get whatever anybody owes you. Just let me know.
Yeah, that's right.
Other than that, other than idle threats, I've been working on the castle.
Nice.
2 sections are new. So, real simply, they're based off this corner over here. I need 4 of them, and I've gotten 3 built so far. And then I'll work on that corner, and then I'll make 4 of those, and then we'll do 4 in the middle, and then I'll have to work on the inside. Horse table.
Wow.
I've forgotten. And that happened. I made a mock. It's yeah, there you go.
Is it Indiana Spider-Man? Is that who that is?
Yeah, he's got the he's Chima Indiana Spider-Man.
A mashup of themes. That's
Right,
right.
man. Hey, listen, if you can put 50,000 clones on a base plate and call it a mock, that's a mocktail.
I have seen it. I actually want to take my orange spaceman and just put, my spaceship and put all those dudes down.
Show that at the next whatever. Yeah,
That's right.
just saying.
Whichever, whatever we're going to have. Oh, let's add one more. There's
this a mock?
Oh, that's a mock. Yes.
That
Is that a mock?
is if you're into Star Wars, it is.
Well, no, it's classic space.
Well, I did ask if since the challenge for this month in our lug is to build a 2020 mock, I was like, can a pile of Mega Blocks count?
It probably could.
Nice.
I'm thinking I've got all these spacemen, and it's like layers of egg crates of something like that. So
Yes. By the way, he said all these spacemen. Did you get that? All these spacemen.
All.
Chris, how
All
many of
these
those
spacemen.
would you
what's
like?
wrong with all?
Actually, when that top layer of spacemen almost slipped off, I was like, "Oh, that would be so funny."
Yeah, it would have probably happened in about 5 minutes anyway.
Right. Well, I'm just pleased that you didn't change out the red and the blue hands. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I have him all ready for you, though.
All right, let's check on. Yeah, let's check on Mr. Sandlin. Oh, that's not Mr. Sandlin. That moved. There it is. There he is.
I know we look a lot alike, but that wasn't me.
Twins.
I'm freaking out that you're wearing a collared shirt.
Yeah. What is?
Well, I had to be a responsible adult and take my dog to the vet this afternoon, so I'm dressed like a dad and not like a Lego fan right now. So
Well, you wore a collar. Are you like
I
hot
would like
to
to
bed or
speak to
something?
your manager.
Dude,
All right, Ken.
you're taking it off. Take it off.
Nobody wants to see that.
Don't have no. He'll pull a Ryan on us. Don't.
No.
No flea knockers in this chat.
So I got myself and Small Paul all fixed up, so we look nice. Look at that.
There we go.
Very nice.
Now there you
It's
are.
me and Small Paul. Our hairs are updated. He's wearing the space shirt. It's awesome. And then I also got this week Mando and his son. So
Nice.
here we go.
Nice.
There's some really nice snot going on with the front of his helmet right here. The way that
Yeah,
was
there is.
built. That was really cool. I thought that was really great the way that was assembled. And then I had a very small lug meeting with Chris the other day, and we fixed up my Razor Crest so the engine intakes look nice and smooth. Look at that.
Yes. Sexy.
Nice. I don't know why Lego didn't use these parts in the first place because they look a million times better than the junky whatever thing. So anyway, these look nice. They're awesome. Yay.
Swoosh.
Let's see. We have Will Hafner is in the chat. Hey, man. And Brahm is here. I thought I saw Stever, but maybe I didn't. Maybe he's not here yet. And it's very spoopy in here now. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm very
here's the
afraid.
costume, Dana. I'm done.
You're all ready for next Thursday.
My costume's ready.
All right. Nathan, man, what's going on in the Great White North, eh?
Hey, no, not too terribly much. I just thought I'd drop in and chat a little bit. I did a little. I made an old gray brick.
Yay!
Hey.
He's got knee pads.
He's got. So I didn't have enough of the. He's all actually old gray except the ball joint holder things.
Yeah,
And,
old people have new joints added in later, so it's okay.
Yeah. But I didn't have enough 2x2 tiles, two round tiles to do all of the joints. So I just put the grill tiles on instead.
He's gardening. He's got gardening knee pads.
And I put the back. I don't know if you did that. Did you do the back on yours?
I didn't. I will now that you have.
Yeah, it's
I have
kind
a
of fun.
problem.
So
You've embarrassed me. No.
Yeah, that's right. The Canadian showed me up. That's okay.
no. Yeah, so that's about it. I've been doing a lot of sorting. I took my I took the big my big white and red shuttle apart recently, and I've been sorting it. So my table is covered in parts from that. This is the rear landing gear unit that these things folded out.
Very cool.
And then there were doors that covered it up, and it was just it's a super simple design that folds, beyond the vertical plane, and so the putting all the pressure of the ship resting on it was solid as ever.
Wow.
And then it just tucked back up in. So yeah, thought that was kind of interesting. I hadn't. It's been maybe 4 years since I built the thing, so I was like taking it apart and oh yeah, that's how I did that. That's kind of cool. Yep.
It's funny when you build so long that you start influencing yourself. So
Yeah. Yeah. So
sweet. You got any plans to build mechs for Mechtober or any of that madness?
No, I'm in full sorting mode pretty much at this point, except for little doodles like this. I guess this guy's a mech, but he's not my design. So,
Right.
I built that little tan tank tread mech thing a while ago, and so I still kind of have this little doodle hanging out. I'm not sure what to do with it yet, but it's
Keep your
gonna
doodle to yourself. Oh no, you're talking about.
it's using the tan space chairs because they make an interesting kind of greebly textury detail that I like. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes, if anywhere. Yeah,
I like it.
Cool.
All right,
Thanks.
Let's go down to the sadness of Rich's Lego room and see
Yeah.
how depressing it is. Wait, in comparison, let me zoom in on Dana and all his futuronness there. Look at all those Lego there.
Yeah. Beautiful.
See that?
Beautiful.
Now let's go
Yeah.
to Rich and
It's stripped bare.
The cupboard is bare.
oh, dude.
Do you have Lego in your heart?
I do. You know,
I told them
I
that.
actually got 8 free white gray base plates today when I went up to Brickmania Capital. And the only reason I got them is they were damaged in the shipment for the lug bolt and stuff. And they were donated to me because they knew that I would cut them anyway. So
Jeez.
they're already in storage.
Good for you.
Already in storage, waiting for me to, have Mechtober someday in July.
Mechtober in July.
Mechtober in July. You can have Christmas in July. You can have Mechtober in July. September.
Yeah. So in your
Park in the
estimation, when are you going to be back to full Lego strength?
Pull it, counting on his fingers. This is a bad sign.
7 or 8 months.
Oof.
Okay, I never know.
You don't know?
I'm drinking.
Oh, okay.
Cheers.
All right. Oh, we have a question in the thing. Here we go. Question: old gray versus bluish gray, and old dark gray versus dark bluish gray. Which do you prefer?
I like them both.
Obviously, this
like
is old
them
gray
both.
bricks, but it's more of me being old and liking gray stuff. But I like both personally. It depends on what I'm doing. The new bluish gray looks more steely, and the old gray looks like old steel or another kind of material. Yeah. So they have their uses, and I'm on this ship that I just finished building. I mix them so for a reason. Like if I had 2 panels together and I want one look to age, then I'll put stuff by it. So what do you guys go around the room? Let's see. What do you guys think? Go ahead, Rick.
Okay, so I like to use old gray as accent against the either new light or new dark gray or any other gray or some other color as an earthy accent because it has that brownish kind of tinge to it, and it works out really well in architecture that way. Like there's some flower boxes, bollards in front of my 19-story skyscraper, and there's masonry bricks paneling most of the area, but on the corners and around the edge, I've used old dark gray to kind of like highlight and accent it, just to give it that catch your eye kind of look.
Yeah, I think with the old gray, the new dark gray looks new, and the old dark gray looks like it rusted. I mean, it has its purpose. You can give some aging and stuff like that. So, I mean, I like them both. But now that my collection is filling with the new, I think I build more with the new because new pieces come in that. Well, anybody else want to go ahead and throw their opinion out?
So I have very little old dark gray.
Get out.
I said old dark gray. Old light gray, I've got probably 2 big Sterlite tubs with, just for extra pieces for doing this and that. I don't get a fail. I have lots of old gray, just not old dark gray. Now in hindsight, I wish I had collected or picked up more old dark gray when I was doing a lot of bulk sorting, because I fall in love with the thought of mixing the two together in a mock, because you really get more of that feel like it's a starship. That not all the pieces are going to look, not all the plates are going to be the same. So you get that variance of colors. So I wish I had more old dark gray, and I probably will start to try and acquire more as I start to sort again, probably as it gets cold outside. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't. I like both of them, and they're both valid colors in my collection. But I cannot put them in the same creation together. They look bad together in my mind. But I have stacks and stacks of of old gray that I look forward to putting into a mountain or something somewhere. But I'll only build in one or the other. I can't do both on the same. They clash to me.
Show us, Mark.
Yeah, that blue and that brown. They just it's. I mean, sacrifices have to be made sometimes, but it really stands out.
I mix the 2 light grays together because I think this looks like paneling on a spaceship.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, sometimes I'll build something and intentionally only use one or the other. But when I do a big, wing sort of thing like this, I just mix them together because I really think this just looks like spaceship panels.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing on the ramp. I intentionally mixed them on the ramp back here to look like some of the panels had been replaced.
Yep.
So you're out in space, you got to fix up your spaceship. Some of the panels are old. You can see, this one we had to fix because an asteroid hit it, whatever, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, I mix them deliberately with, a specific kind of look in mind. To get that sort of panel-y kind of effect. So
right. Oh, from Facebook land, Colin Harvey. How you doing, Colin? Good to see you here, man.
Hi, Colin.
It's good to see you. Miner makes mocks. How you doing? Good to have you here. Also, Jay says I prefer regular old gray and newer dark blue. So you like the old light and new dark. Okay, that's good. Anybody else want to venture their thoughts on? Oh, Brick Smith, what you got?
You have a bed.
I don't. I'm a new collector. I don't have any of the old stuff, the old gray. I prefer the new stuff. It just looks better to me.
I got you.
I'll go with the Bricksmith. I only like the old gray for sets that I know need the old gray.
Well, I mean, I will say that the new gray shines better in the store and in displays and all that kind of, and it does, it really does. But
and I also like the old gray Harry Potter, the original Harry Potter, the yellow flesh Harry Potters were old gray, and I kind of like that better. I think the uniforms look more dank and Englishy.
Yeah, but if you think about it, the old grays were more to make, except for space metal things, they were more for ground and stone and things like that. And the new grays are more for metals and things like that. Brom, most of my old light gray doesn't match itself. That is true. Even if you had clean light gray, old light gray, you get some faded old light gray, and it's really, really off. So that is for sure.
Brian sorted the old gray out of the new gray, so I don't know where he put the old gray anyways.
I think I took most of it.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
I don't know where half the stuff is. Like I go, Brian, do you know where our jumpers are? And he's like, I don't know. I put them somewhere in the closet, in the Lego closet. Go look. Well, not those jumpers.
So once upon a time, I developed this sort of castle wall system where you could just, modularly put one thing next to another and picnic pin connections. Wasn't very high, but I've always been wanting to kind of revamp that develop it better because I have more brick available. So I'm thinking that the old and new grays together will make a great castle walls kind of look, along with some of the masonry brick and some other things. So I'm really ready to get back into it 8 months from now. With old white gray.
You know, it depends on the lighting too. Have you noticed that? Like under those big the hall lights with it, that's where it really clashes the worst. Is under those sodium, whatever giant sodium lights. A warm incandescent light, they blend and they look a little bit better together. But under a harsh cold light, it just looks like two different complete things.
When Brian would sort the gray, he would break out my and don't give me ideas. I have grow lights from when I would grow tomato seedlings that were really harsh for and he would use those because you could definitely see without squinting the difference on the gray bricks, which one was old gray, which one was new gray.
You definitely need bright light to see what's what when you're trying to find all the light gray, new light gray instead of old light gray.
So Meredith, where his now tool shed is right now, is that where you have? No, I'm kidding.
No, that wasn't climate controlled. That was open. Anyone could go in and steal stuff in there, including our extra bobcat wheel. What else? Some scaffolding and moldy MDF and a dead bat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The valuable stuff.
The valuable stuff. No, that was open. He just recently closed that off.
J.A. brought this up. He said even the new gray discolors over time. I have grabbed, and that is correct, I've grabbed a couple of pieces from like the scratch bins at 2nd and Charles and brought those home. And I'm like, that is old. It's a new piece, but it looks old gray because it's oxidized and everything. It's actually kind of cool. I tried to work a piece or two of that into the ship that I just finished to give it some more chunker look to go, oh, wait, that piece is supposed to be new gray, and it's not. So it's kind of fun. So, but new gray can almost pass as white.
The other really nice thing you can do is try, if you can, get the really, really light gray, like from the mosaics, and kind of work that in too.
There's Technic parts in that color too from the Mindstorms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the very light gray.
The very, very light gray.
I have a few pieces of that. I used it in the crater that I made just to give some, like, ejecta blanket, whatever dots through where the crater, the meteorite hit or whatever. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that medium light gray or whatever it is really, really interesting.
I have a spot for it right here, but I don't have any. So
Technic has like a off-white.
I think that's the very, very light gray.
And it drives me crazy because I'm like, I need a white lift arm, and you pick it up and you're like, wait.
No.
There was a white color in the Hero Factory, the mini Hero Factories. It was white, but it was a little off white. I mean, it was a grayish white and everything. Oh no, puppy! There's a puppy! Puppy!
You're being shown
This
up.
is Sunny. She's my new doggy. Here, look over here.
Hello, Sonny.
I also want to say that Scala had some of that light gray too.
Oh, hey, Sonny.
Big puppy.
She's a good puppy. I'm sorry, Nathan. We were all puppying. What did you say?
No, that's fine. I get it.
Well, you had mentioned something about another gray. Is that right?
No, we were it's the same thing.
Oh.
I was saying Scala has the very light gray in it as well. A couple places.
That's right.
A couple elements.
Yeah, because Scala almost was its own little universe. Scala was so weird. Oh, welcome to the chat, Brick Bunnies TV. Glad to have you here. So, how many of you see? How many in the room were around when the grays changed? Mark and I were. Nathan was. Rich was. So the three of you weren't.
Yeah, it was Dark Age.
I thought I would shame Dana a little bit for not having more classic Star Wars sets, which were loaded with old dark gray.
I think the oldest. Well, I do have the old original Slave One down there, and so that is definitely old dark gray. But I think I've got maybe the second or third X-wing, but I think that might have made it to the new gray.
Yeah,
So, I don't have most of the Star Wars stuff happened came out during my Dark Age. So
the Sith Infiltrator was on clearance just everywhere, like Christmas. Was it Christmas of 2000, Chris? That after that Christmas there were just sales everywhere, and they were. I mean, you could get those for like 25% of original price.
Wow.
And so, yeah, a lot of the old dark gray I have is from those sets that had those massive clearances when, was it toys.com or was that it? Toys.com that had that, they went belly up like right after Christmas of 2000. It was kind of the beginning of the .com bubble burst.
Makes sense.
Those, tons of Lego clearance from that site and some of the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember in the early days when Walmart.com, started selling, and they sold the original UCS X-wing, UCS TIE Bomber, or whichever one. No, it wasn't TIE Bomber. It was
Interceptor.
Darth Vader. Or whichever one.
Interceptor.
Yeah, and they clearance those out. So I ordered one at like $50 or $25 or something like that, and they sent me double. And didn't want it back. And I'm like, hee. So there were so many parts in old gray, those barrels and those dark gray vase pieces that are worth a whole bunch of money now because they don't make those pieces anymore. But there were folks alluding to it in the chat, and I was getting there. The community, do you think the community's been on fire about something nowadays? When the grays changed, it was... and I was in it. I'll admit to it. I was a jerk because I was mad because at that point I had 30 years of Lego that was about to not match what is now 20 more years on the other side of it almost and everything. So we were pretty stinking mad and everything. So what do you guys remember when it happened?
So I had only just really started into the community at that time because I was 2003, 2004 was the transition. And so I wasn't too disappointed because my collection was just starting as an AFOL. So I understood why people were upset, but it didn't affect me nearly as much. I ended up like right around that time, I ended up getting a lot of, those are cool. I have these that when I was searching through my my old gray, I've got these guys and these guys.
Ooh,
Yeah.
And I got super excited about them because they're from the Star Destroyer from 2002. And they're old light gray. And I thought, I didn't buy that set. How do I have these parts? But I think it was some bulk used thing that we bought as a club and divvied up. And so I have maybe half of a Star Destroyer.
Well,
it's a little disappointing, but
there were reports that some people in the middle of the transition got a Star Destroyer kit that was like the mix. They were old gray and new gray pieces in the same set.
Yeah,
I'd be mad about that.
I hadn't heard that, but I definitely heard that there were sets on both sides with different colors. So
hey, Chris, hit my share screen there. I have an anecdote. Okay, so at Brickfest 2004, this is Todd Lehman. He was up front and talking and stuff, and he was wearing this exact outfit that you see in the photo. And he was like, "Hi, everybody. My pants are old dark gray, and my shirt is new dark gray."
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, that was a little bit of the community feeling at the time.
And that was in 2004.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out all the sets. I see that Creator Dinosaur. That was awesome.
Vikings.
And,
The Vikings Fortress.
Was this the year that Christina? It might have been the 2005. Christina got up and was talking about Dino Attack or something, and somebody in the front row whispers, and she says Dino Attack, and then she stops herself and starts laughing.
That's awesome. Oh, that's that weird castle line. Is that the Skittle Knights? The
Yeah.
castle line right there?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's,
Oh, yeah.
that's the weird
That's
night
right.
stuff.
that's as zoomy as I can get it. It's only 640 by 480. Sorry,
Enhance.
they can't enhance no more, guys. This is
Enhance.
I
2000
think there's also soccer sets too. I think that's a soccer bus on the right before the bucket.
Yeah, is that soccer or is that hockey?
Yeah.
Remember when Lego did all these licenses and they were like, they all the licenses.
Is that Dora the Explorer in the corner?
Yeah, probably.
Do they have a
Yes.
Dora the Explorer
They
line?
did, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Duplo, or was it?
oh yeah, it was.
They had Bob the Builder, and they had
Yeah,
Winnie the Pooh, and they had all kinds of weird stuff.
I don't think I remember that. Oh, we got some more folks. Brick Bunnies is here. Let's see. I thought I saw some more names over there. Brian is here. How you doing, Brian? And Stever is listening to us, waiting for a slow train. So that sounds like somebody in Alabama. So glad you guys.
You possibly in the restroom.
I was going to say that the base part that you held up, Chris, I've got lots of those in different Scala colors.
Oh
I have
wow.
about 10 or so of those in different colors.
I don't.
Which I can't-
I don't know. Well, I can share this comment. I don't know if I want to let y'all react to it. I'm not sure how to handle this,
Oh, no,
dude.
no,
Dude.
no, ship them here. I'll pay.
Dude.
At
Yeah.
the very least, you can use it to finish filler brick. Don't waste.
If you call Old Gray, wait a minute. Did you just call Old Gray
Nope.
bricks filler bricks?
I mean,
It could be
Oh.
if you don't care.
apparently, Danny, you get whatever Chris has.
See, I told you, you just have to wait and see.
Oh boy.
All right.
I'm over here now. Thanks. Hey, filler brick is better than throwing it away.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
I'm going to grant that. But, oh, yeah. And the Vikings line. I think the Vikings line, they need to do it again. I think Lego needs to embrace their, I don't know, history, whatever, and do the Vikings line again with new parts and stuff. I think it would be amazing. I loved it. Did y'all ever have the Vikings line back in the day?
I did not, but I would buy them up in a heartbeat.
I loved it, man. It was great.
Vikings are good. I would hope that they did dragons with the Vikings a little better. That's all.
Yeah, the dragons and the creatures weren't great, actually. They were very technic, kind of heavy.
But the shields were awesome.
Gappy.
The holes for the sloops for the Viking Raider ships, those were good. Even their little compound that they made, which was their big set, their fort, that was actually pretty good too. It was akin to a Legogal.
Yeah. I didn't have that one. I think I had the biggest thing I had was the big ship and everything. But you're right about the animals were weird because they tried to use the technique to say whatever, and it wasn't as good. Oh, there
Didn't
is.
work
You
out.
take more of these dragons.
Yeah, right.
The smog.
Yeah, Smog was definitely good. I like the Smog.
Smaug.
Yeah, we
Shadow,
missing
Smog.
Air pollution.
Or you got a gimpy leg? You got the wrong leg.
Yeah, we lost. We got him in a bolt plot, and he was missing his leg, so they gave him a
Tail.
and a tail
They gave
piece.
the other dragon leg.
Yeah. Poor smog.
But yeah, so I mean, that would be really. It was. I said this on the other show. It's been 15 years. Lego put the Vikings back out. I think we would go. I think it would be a really popular theme. And they put that really cool Viking in the collectible minifig series, and everybody really likes him. So
Yeah, they got the new tomahawk like hatchets, which are perfect for the Vikings, and they got new spears. I think it'd be really. I too think it'd be a great thing because they're already doing the mixed molds, so they can put hair on some of the Vikings. They got new beard pieces, and they don't have to be all blonde.
Yep.
The Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed game is Vikings, so
See,
it'd be perfect.
Culturally, it's ready to go, but any castle we
Okay.
need it.
Are you going too much into AFAL nostalgia?
Oh,
can you really go too far into AFOL nostalgia?
Says
I
the
don't
guy
know.
sitting in front of.
Lego is trying to
Classic
get
space.
the adult buyer, not adult AFOL, adult AFOL. They're trying to, per Kevin, they're trying to get the casual, well-off adult buyer, not the AFOL.
So that's a great segue to the question or the comment I was going to have, because I started to open up this this Boba Fett bust, and I noticed it's got punches to open
Ooh.
instead of opening up with tape. And I don't think when I built the Stormtrooper helmet that it did that. So I don't know if it depends on where this came from, because ironically, this was also one of the ones that I got for $22 versus the $50 one or the regular price one. So what is Lego doing to us adult collector, casual fans trying to get our money, giving us crappy?
I got the McLaren Senna car Speed Champions, and that was the whole. That was a punch. But this one, just the regular old 1970s Porsche Turbo, is not a punch. And they came out in this is the same release, right?
Yeah, and I'm also wondering if maybe this has to do with European or other areas of the world market. Now, granted, it's got the whole U.S. We've got all your info in here, but maybe this is what they would do in another area of the world versus the tape that they do here that we get in the U.S. I don't know.
Yeah, we got a lot of folks who are excited about, or would be excited about the Vikings coming back. Was the white label or a plain box, Dana? That's a question. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Plain box. I mean,
Yeah, this is not a Europe kind of deal.
Yeah, it doesn't have the sticker that you would get for a European one, but maybe there is some variances to even this set. I don't know. I'm curious. Now I have the desire to find out why, but I've got another one that I've got down that I paid full price for, or my red card price off at Target. I'll have to see if it's got the punch holes on it or if it's got sliced through. So,
right.
Chris, the one you got should be the same as this one because it was the $22 one that I found.
So I am not that collecty. So you're saying the punch is worse than the tape? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I would say because I can't. I can break this box down,
Like that.
but in a weird quasi way because the top you can't slice open. You literally got to break the glue to flatten this box. Where if it's a tape box that they use, you just slice them open, lay them flat, and if you want to resell it, you can put it back together. And it's got a little more value, I would think, for certain collectors versus where if you got to damage the box to open it up. Some collectors might be like,
Will knows.
Will knows.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, I think from a collector standpoint, you want a pristine box, slice the tape open, and have it flattened out, displayed somewhere or kept or whatever. But you have to actually break it open with the punches. You're ruining any kind of art that might actually overlap the punches, which they've done before. They put art right over where the punches are, and then you bust it. And then your art on the back of the boxes.
Yep.
Kaput.
Yeah, my boxes are like in there waiting to go to the trash can. I don't.
Yeah. I don't collect boxes.
I'm
either,
with you
so.
there. I'm like, I didn't realize this was an issue.
Yeah,
It is an issue for people.
Everybody Legos differently. That is absolutely for sure. There's weirdness. Like I recently saw, because I've been posting all these space sets over the last several weeks.
Old clear
or
or
is it old clear?
Old clear, nuclear.
That actually is the real thing. But
nuclear? Oh no!
no,
Radioactive.
Is it clear?
That's nuclear.
Oh,
Clear.
sorry.
Hashtag very right, yeah. Hey, could you imagine if I had boxes on top of all the other Lego I have?
I can't.
I've got a corner of my basement that would give you a glimpse as to what it might look like.
No, please don't show me. I will never be able to unsee it.
Oh,
No,
true.
don't
That's
do
very
it.
true. But so
I actually have a couple friends that actually do collect boxes. And
there are
it just
there are people out there.
boggles my mind why
Yeah.
you would do that.
There are people out there who collect old classic sets.
That's all of my boxes. Those are the only ones I have.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I have a thought or a question.
Well, wait a minute. I got to throw this out there first.
Minor.
There are people out there who have collections of Lego sets that are sealed,
That's it for me.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all they do. They buy
Yep.
sealed
Yeah.
sets.
I
And these are
know at least
40-year-old
one person who has like half of the entire, 9% of the entire Lego line and everything, all of their different variations in a basement at their parents' house. And I've actually got to walk through the corded, narrow tunnels between the boxes a long time ago.
And they were all
You
sealed.
all know him. You all know him.
And they were all
You
sealed.
know who this is.
And Rich, they're all sealed, right?
Whoop.
We lost Rich.
Oops, sorry.
Oh,
I'm here. Sorry. Yes. I think he actually opened one or two once.
But
A while
mostly they're
ago.
just sealed sets. Yeah.
But
that
yeah,
blows my
mostly
mind.
they're just sealed and multiple copies of the same set.
Is the person named Abner?
Okay, I haven't checked on Abner this week, but somebody needs to because the man hasn't been on an airplane in 8 months. So
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
in a
he might be
straight
going
jacket
into a
somewhere.
call.
They've got him in a straight jacket, and he's just like,
I checked
You know,
out.
I kind of think of him as one of those Lego spirits that if he isn't going to a con, he starts to diminish, like fade away.
he's like tiny, or
He might have gone into hibernation. That's why we're just not seeing him.
yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
think
we
he
do.
just
We
kinda
do
like
love you,
starts to
Abner.
shimmer.
Abner approves my post on when I advertise our show on Thursday on AFOLs of so I got to be nice to Abner, but Abner is a super good guy. He's
Oh yeah,
really nice.
Abner is awesome.
Absolutely
Super
one of the
awesome
best
guy.
guys I've ever met in the Lego field.
He's
know what?
really
Company excluded.
Yeah,
He is
when
a
I
true
was
ambassador for Lego, that goes without saying.
when I was really ill and I made it back to Brick Fair 2014 or 2014, is that right? Yeah. And he was one of the first guys to come up and see me after I was better. And he said, "Hey, let's sit down, let's talk." And I'm like, "Okay." And he was asking me how I was and everything. And then he said, "Tell me how it hit you financially and all this kind of stuff." I'm like, are you offering me a check? I mean, I don't know, but I'm like, dude, we were okay. Everything was good. We, all this kind of stuff. But he was genuinely concerned, and that I'll never forget that about Abner. He's a good guy. And then I took him to Eugene's Fried Chicken and blew his mind. So speaking of, I really need to get to Brick Fair, Alabama. It needs to happen, like really, really bad.
We should get Abner on this stream. That would be fun.
I need to.
Here's a question for Bricksmith.
Oh.
Old pink, new pink.
Ooh.
the question? Oh, the question. Yes, I have an answer.
I mean,
Here's the answer.
which one?
I have a friend, and his name is Bricksar, and he collects old pink. So anytime I have old pink come in, I give it to him.
Does he give you new pink back?
He did a good thing once. So
Okay.
yes, we're good. I gave him
Good.
5 pieces, maybe 10 pieces. He gave me,
A gajillion?
I'd say, yeah, about that.
Otherwise, he would use it as filler. Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
Otherwise, he would use it as filler. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I don't know. For me, yeah, filler. It's definitely filler. Yeah. Old pink is filler. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, so I kind of want to go back to where we were talking about boxes and instructions a little bit, in the fact that I got some people who are getting a little elitist, and so you'll love this, Chris, when people start getting elitist, where if you go back to restore an old set and you get all the pieces, and especially if they're old bricks, so you got to get the right pieces.
All right.
But yet you didn't get the instructions. So do you technically own the set or not?
Ship of Theseus right here. This is what we're talking.
No.
And then and then somebody trumped it up and said, well, if you've got the parts and the instructions, but you don't have the box, do you really have the set? And I was like, you guys have gone way over the top.
I think that's over the top. The reason I decided to start keeping all of my instructions was twofold. Number one was I couldn't remember how to start building the 30 or 40 different kinds of sets I had when I was 13 and 14. And number two, I realized that I couldn't prove that I actually owned a set unless I had the instruction. That occurred to me well early into the process of my
But if you
Lego
have said set in your hand, do you own it if you don't have the instructions?
You have a facsimile of the set. You can't prove that you own it because you don't have the instructions, because you may not be able to tell whether or not you're missing a part, because the instructions tell you everything that's supposed to be there.
There's an answer to this. There's an actual. This is a proper answer. There are no sets. There are only pieces.
Oh. Very existential. Very existential.
Well, because one of the conversations came up, I was like, well, I can go online and I can see the instructions and I can see the build list.
But that happened well after the advent of the internet. Back in 1980, what could you do to prove that you had the set? I had the instructions, and here's every part you'd ask for.
Now, what if you have the instructions but can't produce the physical pieces? Do you still own the set?
Oh,
nope.
Gotta have them both.
Own the set.
Gotta have them both.
You gotta have both. Take your instructions and build the set out of your parts.
So I have stacks of instructions without the parts. What does that say?
You've only got half.
You're a sad man that doesn't have any Lego.
Hey, Rich.
I have the set.
In 1980, I was 6, so if you had the Lego set in your hands, you had the set.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least as far as the other 6-year-olds were concerned.
Absolutely.
That's right. If you showed up in the playground, look at the instructions I got, and you'd get punched because you didn't have the brick. No.
And then they would tear up your instructions and throw them on the ground.
Yeah.
Take that, Sonny. Oh,
Yeah, that's true. No, but nobody collected Lego like I did anyway. So it didn't really matter. I mean, there's a kid next door who was like 3 years younger than me, and he was getting all kinds of great Lego instead of me. I had to go buy it for myself, and it was a meager pickings for a long, long while. So having Lego and having the instructions meant that I actually had something.
Yes, we're trying to blow your mind today. That's an interesting question. I thought, how many of you had multiple kids in like your class that did Lego? Because I was like the only Lego kid, maybe 2 Lego kids when I grew up in my class. Did y'all have multiples or what?
I would say in my school there was probably, there were multiple kids that had Lego, probably only 2 that were into it like I was into it. But yeah, I think most of the kids had at least some, but there were probably only a couple of them that had as many sets as I did as far as like really liked Lego. But I remember when one of them got a new Lego set and brought to school the little mini catalog that had the Gamma 5 Lasercraft in it, and we were oohing and eyeing over it in the hallway by the lockers like, wow, look at that.
You had it sideways looking at the big picture of it. Yeah. Wow, look at that.
Check out that black suit. Whoa.
Look at that blue robot.
The blue robot.
Part selection. Woo.
Look at the dish on that robot.
Yeah,
Like these guys. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, but the mini catalog, like the little. You remember the ones that came in the little sets? Those little tiny catalogs that were like, you know.
Like
I
4
think
by
so. I probably
8
have a
inches,
couple of those.
maybe. Yeah, that's the other thing. I kept my catalogs too.
Let's see which one this one. No, this is too early. This is early space.
So
Nice.
pretty.
Oh, hang on, hold that back up, David. Oh yeah.
Space.
Space.
I remember scouring it for the star that told you it was a new set for next year. Remember that?
Oh,
You go flipping through the space things. You're looking for that little yellow star with the black outline, going new for 1985. Oh, look at there.
Yeah.
Somehow I have multiple, and I just ironically I have this sitting on my desk. I somehow have ironically multiples from this year that all have different covers, but they all have the same interiors. And this was Blacktron 2 and Entron.
Nice.
I've got a couple that are English and Deutsch.
Yeah, there we
And
go.
that actual cover. English and German.
Ooh.
And they say Neu on the inside. Neu.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have an
David
extensive
Cowdice.
catalog collection too.
David Cowdice says he had 2 to 3 kids that love Lego in his class, and now I have their collections.
That's the way to
I
do it.
actually didn't know anybody that actually collected Lego at all.
Oh, we lost Rich.
Oh my, what happened?
There he is.
There you go. I'm sure that there are plenty of kids that actually had Lego, but I didn't know any of them.
So
Just me.
So by the time that Lego was kind of reaching the end of where I was getting was probably close to junior high. And before that, I probably didn't have any Lego friends or friends that I knew of that played with Lego except for maybe one. And then he had moved in fourth grade. But there was one guy in junior high or right up to junior high who he still had some of his Legos. And we built some stuff from time to time. But then after that, Dark Age, pretty much at that point in time.
Yeah, I didn't have any Lego friends until I joined a lug. I was a lone suffering builder all by myself for almost 20 years.
Now, interesting. Since as an adult and showing on my Facebook page that I build and collect and this and that, there have been several people I went to high school and college with who have come back to me and said, I still have mine. I pull them out every so often, and I will build the old sets. But if you'd asked me to pull them out of a lineup when I knew them at the time, and say they were Lego fans, no, you wouldn't know.
Nice.
Which is pretty typical, I think.
Will Hafner said, well, is it weird that I never had a Dark Age? Knowing the house you grew up in and family you grew up in, it makes plenty of sense. So,
yeah, it makes sense.
Consider we used to build with your dad, right? Right?
Yeah.
But I didn't have a Dark Age. I stayed with it through college and everything. So,
I'll keep rubbing it in. Okay. All right. Whatever.
yeah, right. But I didn't have one.
We gotta go. It's closing in near bedtime or the process of going to bed. So, Nat, do you want to say goodnight? Get your PC over here. Come on.
Sounds like you're trying to coax the cat.
Good night. Say we'll see you on Thursday.
See you Thursday.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night, sweet girl.
Bye.
She's awesome.
Oh, him.
Wow, it's scary. We went from, and then all of a sudden there was Chris.
And I was flaring my nostrils at the same
You're like-
time. So,
You're like, can you guys see me?
by the way, I don't
How
know.
do you put it back to the? How do you?
I was about to embarrass my kid because he's sitting like Mork from Ork in the chair. His feet are
Is
out
upside
the
down?
back end of the chair. Yeah. And I was turning it around and he heard me say, hey, do any of your kids? And he's all like, ah! He turns around.
Oh my God, they don't do it.
I just see these two.
So I never had a Dark Age either. I built up until now. This is my Dark Age. All my stuff is storage.
You're an enforced dark age, right? Except you bought
Yes.
more. Your wife let you buy more sympathy Lego Saturday than I bought this month. So hush.
I know.
We don't have dark age.
I like that I bought the clubhouse hell from somebody else. I had to buy the clubhouse before hell.
So I
That's
gotta
what I
say,
like.
I
I'm
gotta say
an
that
influencer.
Rich is probably the
Elder statesman.
no the extreme on one side because he was willing to let me do it here. Extreme on one side because he was willing to build by himself and collect by himself.
Good
And
for
then there are
him.
people on this other side of the spectrum that it was once you find people who are of like mind and like interest, you feel like, oh, I'm not weird doing this. I'm okay building, and I have others who can validate that I'm building with them. So,
Well, you know, the way my mental gymnastics went until I found my community, my local community, was that as I was building mostly microspace. You know, I was doing some stuff with D&D and things and stuff like that, but it was mostly microspace. And my thought was that I'm just building models in a different medium of plastic.
valid point. You were ahead of the curve. Truthfully, you were way ahead of the curve in that aspect.
Behave yourself. We'll be right back.
I was going to say something else and I forget now what it was.
Hey, you guys want to check this out? I you might have seen this on Instagram or whatnot, but I built an alt build of that space rover set.
Nice.
Whoop, I gotta put it. It's the mirror.
Yeah, the mirror.
Did Chris leave again? He should know better, Nick.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm sure he's seen this.
Yeah, but the perfect moment that we need to make you on the big screen, and he walks away.
That's all. Okay, I sense the
Bring it back
level.
when he comes back.
Cool.
He'll come back.
Start again.
It was fun.
He'll never
So
notice.
it's a super interesting story, and I'll give the reason I did this is one of my colleagues he's a normie. He's not a Lego fan, but he's a bit of he's my D&D DM, and he's an artist.
That doesn't make him a normie.
No, but he's not a Lego. He's not an AFOL, right? So
Right.
Okay.
He's got lots of nerd cred. And so he actually suggested to me, Chris, you've seen this on Instagram. My buddy suggested to me that we do a build out of one set, and we build a spaceship out of a Lego set. And I was like, what? Yeah, let's do that. And so we browsed a few sets and came up with that space rover set. And this is the build that I came up with, a little hover tug boat. I don't know what you call it, but hover tug. Yeah, hover tug. There you go. Yeah, and it's the door opens up on the side here. Get in there.
Nice.
Cool.
So yeah, it was really fun. It was a neat opportunity to share this ridiculous hobby with somebody who doesn't really know anything about it. I wonder if I can find it, I can show you the picture of what he built.
Ooh.
Oh, please do.
Builders, come on, bring it. Yeah.
Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. I will.
Yeah. The other thing I was
see if I can find it.
trying to make new weapons for characters for D&D and use them as a DM for people who are coming in and making characters, so that you could have that perspective of your figure can carry only the 2 items in his hands and not the 20 in his backpack.
No cumbrance rules in Rich's world, or I should say maximum cumbrance rules.
Real encumbrance rules in Rich's DM world. Yeah. Yep. You find it?
I got it. Yep.
Okay. Share it in the thing there.
Yep. Back to here and share and application or the window. No, just application.
Go to if you pull up on a tab, the Chrome tab or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yep. Got it.
Oh, there it is.
Do you see that there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it was really cool. He built this little he used the window as kind of a cockpit screen and this asymmetrical kind of anime fighter. It's definitely like a first.
Can you enlarge the picture like control and control?
Yeah, if you zoom in it on your desktop or whatever, we can see it better.
So I'm zooming in now, but I don't know if it's working on.
It's not.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't.
Oh,
sure
you're in Discord. Yeah, it's probably limited to what it'll zoom on.
Okay, hold on.
There's no scaling.
There, how's that?
No change.
It's still sharing the
Oh,
Discord
yeah?
window.
Okay, weird.
It's sharing the Discord window, not the one that you popped it out into or whatever.
Oh, right. I need a different tab.
Yeah, hit open original and it'll probably.
Yeah,
Right.
But he's sharing by application, not his desktop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Stop screen and
Beaver is like,
share screen.
enhance.
There we go. Yep. And that's the one. I clicked the Discord one.
Oh, Mayor Milbrick. Let's see. We got some new folks in. Mr. Barry, I'm not sure I said hello, Scott. You're here. It's good to see you. Rick Bunnies, I think I mentioned. Saw a couple others. Oh, there's Micah. How you doing, man? Good to see you. So, yeah, got a new folks. But, yeah, Stever said to enhance. So, there it is. Nice.
Whoa!
Very well done for a non-regular builder.
Yeah. I was really impressed.
I'm
He
very
was so
impressed.
disappointed. He said he was taking it out of the room to go show his wife, and he dropped it into. I told him, build another one.
Yeah. That's the learner braids. You're a young team. You get right to the end, and then you fumble it right as or you drop it. You mess it up right at the end.
So many parallels and so many things. So I remember what I was going to say. So Rich being the extreme on one end, and the other extreme being people who can't build or don't want to feel comfortable being in the hobby. And Chris, you never really went into a dark age. So I want to say that I see that for kids or people who are in their the millennial, maybe a little older than millennials or millennials, that because they had the access to the internet, that it was easier to find other Lego enthusiasts, so they didn't lose interest in the hobby. Would you guys agree, concur?
Millennials are 30 now, so just so you're aware.
What's that?
Millennials are now 30 years old. I married one. I don't
I've
understand
seen plenty of kids come to Brickfest, and the first time they met to put together an Papa Lego diorama was Brickfest or Brickfest. Yeah. They know each other online, have been working together cooperatively, sending pictures back and forth. And the first time they actually met face to face was at Brick Fair to put this thing together, because I'd asked, hey, that's a cool thing. Who did what? I did this and that, and I didn't know. I knew Jack online, but we never got together till right now.
That's neat. I like that.
Yeah.
Was Carter Baldwin one of those guys?
Hey now.
Yeah. Carter Baldwin was one of those people who, he didn't know other people until he got there at Brick Fair, and
But that was only knowing them in person versus they'd known them online for years. Where without the glory of the internet, that would not be possible.
That would not have been possible, not at all.
And as a Gen X who grew up without the internet, God, I would have had such better grades in school if I had the
There are people now that have been part of our club, at least the Lego Train Club, and to some degree some of the regular lug, who saw us at an event or show or at Brick Fair, and then started coming to meetings, and then we helped them hone their craft. Hey, have you tried this? Did you do that? Do you have this piece? You should try this combination, see how that works like that. That, they've gone on and become pretty much Lego masters in their own rights.
Yeah.
But is mostly contact with other adult fans of Lego, and then the internet on top of that. Otherwise, they would know. They probably would have left Dark Age a long time.
Yeah, and that's where I wonder, had I had the internet in high school, I might not have gone into my Dark Age, because I might have seen that there were other people out there who still had their sets, or may have, maybe I would have diverted some of my funds from other things into doing Lego. Where today it's a whole different world. I mean, Chris, I don't think Jake's ever going to go into a Dark Age. It doesn't hurt that his dad has the vault in the basement of stuff to build from that's already sorted. And Paul, I mean, small Paul, he's probably going to be a Lego maniac as well for most of his life. I don't see that changing any much for him either.
You run an AFOL until you've dropped one of your builds. That took a long time. That is for sure. To have that,
Yeah, I didn't really have like a Dark Age because my brother is 12 years younger than I am. So as I got into high school and stuff, I would build Lego with him. He got some of the. I didn't really get new Lego sets for a period of time, but he was getting new Lego sets, and I was the official person in the house who got to put them together for him or with him. And so I did Lego with my brother for quite a long time. And then, when I went to college, I didn't have any Lego with me, but when I got
it was there when you went home.
Sorry?
But it was there when you went home.
Yeah, it was always there when I went home, and it was with me and my brother. It was kind of a communal collection. I mean, he had his sets that he would build, and he was never a creative builder the way that I am. He would build the sets and keep the sets together, in his room and just play with the sets.
What's wrong with that?
When I would come home, I would actually build with him or build stuff for him to play with or that kind of thing, but he just never really had that spark.
Different mindset.
Yeah, but around the turn of the century, when I discovered LugNet, my brother was getting into kind of junior high age, and really he wasn't really touching the Lego anymore.
Which is the typical time frame.
So that's when I went home, and I basically just took all of the Lego with me because I had discovered the fan community on the internet, and my brother was like, "Yeah, okay."
Okay, I want to know for those who actually have a LugNet number. What is your number?
We can't really hear you, Rich.
what was that?
I said, for those who actually have a LugNet membership, what is your LugNet number?
Oh man,
Give me a second and I'll find out. I can't remember.
I'm looking that up. I don't know.
I want to say 442, but yeah, I'd have to look it up.
So I do have to say this real quick, though, because we were talking about if you're an AFO and you drop your own mock, but it's an entirely different thing when somebody else knocks over your mock.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chris, tell your story. Tell your story.
By the way, I'm number 335. Thank you very much.
I'm number 70.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, was it ABC? It was Atlanta Brick Convention.
It was Atlanta Brick Convention. Yeah.
Well, now I've had one actually fall at a convention when I wasn't there. The Techno Mecca that we had, the big Mac, he'd been in storage for years and years, and I took him to Brick Fair, Alabama. And when I sat him on the table, I was like, because they had the tendency for the legs to splay out if they didn't have anything kind of giving them friction. And I put him there and came back, and somebody literally came up and said, "Dude, I got to tell you something." I'm like, "What?" "Your big robot fell over and it's in a million pieces." And he hands me the dust in the bag, right? The bin. "We scooped it up for you." And I'm like, "All right, that's cool." Because I needed to disassemble it anyway. I didn't want to take it apart. So Gravity did the job for me. And I made sure I had all my parts, and they were good greebly bits. So I just shoved it under the table and moved the spaceship into that spot. So it was fine. And everybody's like, "You're so patient." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't care." but we went to Atlanta Brick Company, and we were setting up
Atlanta Brick Convention.
Sorry.
That's not confusing at all, I know.
Right. So we were setting all this up, and Shannon, who is in our club, Shannon came along, and I don't know if he bumped the table, if he was messing with the ship or whatever. It's a black, 100 stud long thing. I had just sat down and had to reassemble the engines that I built poorly that I have to do every time I set it up. Finally he was sitting there, and I was doing something else, and I heard the sound that we all hear at the convention, the that sound that everybody goes, oh. And I looked, and my black spaceship is just all over the floor. And Shannon's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay, man. So I had finished building everything else, and I sat there. It took me about 45 minutes, but I got that baby back together, and then I scooted it back on the table and dared Shannon, although he beat the tar out of me, I dared Shannon to get near it. But anyway, yeah, but it was like, okay, be nice, be patient, be nice, be patient. Yeah! Be nice, be patient. So, yes, having your own mock broken, although having your mock shipped to a convention and you open it up and it's turned to dust makes you want to. Mr. Sandlin, tell your story.
Yeah, that was the one and only time that I shipped a thing, and it was my first Evil Skull spaceship. It wasn't 100 studs long, but it was close to that. But I had it in a box with I didn't quite have enough packing material in it, so I took it to the local shipping, like mom and pop shipping store, kind of like a UPS store or whatever. And the guy that was working there, I maybe he misunderstood or something, but when I was like, well, it needs more packing material in here. And he was like, okay, and is it like really fragile? And I was like, well, I mean, it's okay. You put some more packing peanuts in there. Well, it made it to I forget who did I ship it to? Did I ship it to you, Chris, or somebody else that lived in the Virginia?
I think you shipped it to somebody in Virginia. I don't think I hauled it up there.
Anyway, we go to open the box, and it looked like the guy had put it inside the box and sat on it. Like,
oh no!
It was literally the Technic frame of the ship with a bunch of parts in the box. So I spent a good couple hours that day just basically rebuilding the whole thing.
Here's Sandlin sitting down to it. This is a Sandlin move. When he's frustrated, he does this. He goes like that. So he's sitting over this mock, and he's like, he's about pulled his beard out doing this. Every step he's looking for a chunk, and he just see him like that. He's just I'll
tell you what's worse than having somebody drop your mock. I had 3 buildings after an event sitting on the ground. It was open air display. Actually, it was under a huge pavilion that they use for ice skating, but it's all open around it. You can't drive onto the pavilion because they use it for ice skating in the winter. But everybody's gotten everything off the table, and I, taped up my buildings, and I had set them near a pillar. And one of my friends, who was also displaying at the event, backed his SUV up and rolled over 4 of my buildings.
Oh.
And I'm like,
moment of silence.
Stop! I'm tired of screaming. Stop, stop, stop. What he finally realizes.
I had to have a moment there. Sorry. This is violent. All right, go ahead.
After he realized that he had actually run over these mocks, he put it in forward and rolled back over them. Rolled back over them. And I'm like, oh! I practically fell
that
out.
was muted. What happened?
I'm thinking of the original Monsters, Inc. when Sully thinks the little girl is going through the garbage masher, and you see him like silently going.
You win, man. You win. You win the internet today. That's the worst story of Lego I think I've ever heard.
We scooped it all up into boxes and stuff, and then for Brick Fair the next year, I put them out on the display, and it's like exploded because that year it was fire. It was the fire theme for the year. So I just kind of laid them out as half-assembled buildings. I hadn't touched them for over a year. And I put them out there, and I put flames and stuff, and pieces, and some of the pieces had been damaged from being run over by the tires, and I put those on the table. I got no reaction from anybody. It's like they looked at it and they were like, "No, I can't look at that."
So now I gotta talk about, and Chris, we're getting towards probably an hour and a half here, but the last thing I thought we might talk about is, so we always see at the end of a convention, somebody says, "All right, I'm going to throw down some sheets and I'm going to flip this mock or this table and let all crash and go to pieces." What do you guys think about that?
Okay, so I want to go first. Okay, so
Go ahead.
So I'm on my way to Brick Fest, Philly Brick Fest 2016. Our car breaks down in Delaware. And
Delaware.
Delaware. So we get picked up and all that, and we make it to Philly Brick Fest. And then I was like, okay, we don't have a car home. The engine was blown. And I looked at Bricks for Chris. Some of you guys may or may not know him. I don't know. He's a great builder and a good dude. I said to him, I said, "Hey, you want to give us a ride home?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't really got room, but we can try." He lives in Tennessee, so I didn't know how the hell I was going to get back to Florida. So he did a big building, and it was modular, and then he pushed it off the table for us to get Tennessee. So he took me and my whole family. So destroying mocks is not something I want ever to see unless Chris is giving me a ride home.
So he destroyed his mock so that just so you could fit in the car.
Correct. And then once we got to Tennessee, he gave us a car.
Oh, wow.
A Lego car or a real car?
Like a what was it? A 2003 Chevy Malibu. It was the Malibu. It was their third car. They had just, like, him and his wife had just gotten a new one, and they're like, "Yeah, we were going to let our son drive it, but you guys need it. Take it."
Wait. Chevy Malibu? He cursed you with a car. That's what.
Hey! Some of us big Chevys. It's okay. I don't mind a Chevy.
Kidding.
And we drove it until that one broke down. So
that's awesome. That's really kind. That's awesome.
That was my first event.
And your first exposure to somebody destroying a mock.
Right, which we did. Brick Jam's got the video. We put it up on my YouTube channel. So you guys can watch it in slow motion. And me open the curtains freaked out because I didn't know that was happening.
Oh.
Sorry.
I don't know if you guys heard my dogs.
I heard somebody's dogs.
Yeah, that's me. That my Amazon orders here.
My phone usually alerts me. I don't know how you do things in Canada, but
so I get the dual alerts. I get the phone alert, and then I get the cats telling me. So yeah, no, it works. It's the same thing.
Dogs are the early warning.
So I know Martin Harris, and I'm going to try to get Martin Harris on a one of our Thursday shows. Martin Harris is an Alabama builder. He destroys everything he builds amazing stuff.
Crazy stuff.
He destroys it every year when he's packing it up. He's just slamming it. But he then recycles and rebuilds, which he may be doing things more healthy than I do because I hold on to a mock and it's in a bag and it's in that room over there and I don't ever see it because I don't want to sort it back out. So he's kind of forcing himself to rebuild, which I guess is more efficient. I mean, if I'm like, oh, I've got that rare piece on that one, I'll just buy another one, or something like that.
Yeah.
He's probably more efficient, but he builds amazing stuff. So for him, when I see him do it, I know what he's doing. Yeah. But there are those who are like, hey, let me get this and just kaboom. That stuff drives me nuts. I don't know.
Yeah, like Simon Wu.
Yes, Simon. Simon makes a big show about it, and I love me some Simon. But I'm like, dude, you just.
Dude,
I mean,
why? Why?
what? Well, and I'm
I
also
don't
afraid it's
understand.
going to damage some parts too. That's one of my things. It's like,
Yeah.
well, wait, let me pull these parts off. Okay, now
I have in anger taken a mock and crashed it and regretted it afterwards. Not because the mock is gone, but because I cracked a piece,
Yeah.
bent a piece,
That part.
and I'm like, dude, why did I do that? I mean, I know I'm angry and I need to take my frustration out of it, but look at the poor Lego piece now. What am I going to do?
What did that poor Lego do to you, Rich?
That's right. Well, I have to say I've only done that a few times in my life, and I've had a long storied career, and I've replaced those parts.
well,
you
if it was dark brown, it was going to
have
break.
redeemed yourself in the life of the part.
Yes,
You know,
I apologize to the part.
the first time I ever saw somebody trash a creation was actually Brickfest PDX 04. They chucked and the Star Destroyer was a fairly new set at the time, and they chucked it off. They chucked it off the balcony.
Yeah, it was more of a mezzanine kind of
Mezzanine. It was a type of you.
Well, it
You
wasn't
were
like
there.
a
You were there at that
full
one.
floor. Yeah, it was like one of those little half stair
Yeah,
kind of deals.
yeah.
So
But
it was
they-
about a 6-foot drop.
I think they snapped a Technic beam or two in that toss.
But there were people who were mad online,
Oh yeah.
angry,
Yeah.
and, like mad about it. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about the Mandalorian brickheads. The snot that they did in this is really cool. This is one of those things where sometimes the Lego designers do something really neat that I didn't know you could do with bricks. So the interior of the thing here is built with these little thin wall pieces. And then in order to get the front of his helmet that has that little center divide in it,
Space,
there's this little bit of snot built together. So that one goes in there like this, and the studs fit inside that little thin wall section.
Lego math for the win.
Lego math. And then they built the same thing on the other side without the plate. The black plate is the center of the mask. So they did the same thing on the other side, and they just fit right in there like that, right in those little thin
nice.
walls.
That's gorgeous.
And I just thought that was so cool because it goes in there, it's solid, it doesn't wiggle or move or anything. And then the whole thing fit together, and that stuff's in there solid. You can feel it wiggle the tiniest, fraction, but it's in there solid. It doesn't fall out or anything. And I just thought that was so cool. That was
That's a really neat technique,
That's
actually.
really cool building technique where the designers really they impressed me with that one. It's very cool.
Very cool. Love it. Love it. All right. Any more stories about people destroying their mocks, or Simon challenge somebody to play Battleship, and they played.
Oh, that's their thing. They do. They play Battleship, and when your Battleship is destroyed, your mock is destroyed. It's crazy. I mean, yeah.
You sank my battleship, and then you have to drop it.
Yeah,
Can't
dude,
do it. Can't do it. Mm-mm.
I can't. I couldn't.
I typically only bring things to Brick Fair or events that I intend to use for a long time. I mean, there's been a couple of things that I took to Brick Fair and I actually took apart this year, the year after the Brick Fair event. I actually took something apart because I knew I was not going to be able to display it again because of this year being on hold. So I was like, no, this is not going to hanging out for 2 years. I'm going to have to take it apart. And so I did. It was one of my newest and nicest steampunk creations, which was an airship, and I just had to take it apart. It was kind of nice because I had functioning turbo props, dual turbo props, and I had a navigation station with the ship wheel, and if you turn the wheel, it moved vanes behind the props for direction. All rigged up with twine. It was really, really well done. At least I thought. and that had to go.
Yeah.
No.
So Scott was asking, did they do that for the Boba Fett brickhead?
Did they? Here we go.
And they did.
Oh, they did.
So it's the same thing. And it's been so long since I built this. I actually was surprised Chris showed it, or Mark showed it, because I'm like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. But yeah, they did the same thing on the Boba Fett.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we are at about an hour, right at an hour and a half. So I'm going to start winding her down here. Oh, I actually didn't show what I have finished. So can I do that real quick, guys?
Wait, what show is this? Wait,
No,
what?
that's cut off.
Hey, we gotta go. Good night, everybody.
Do it
Good night, everybody.
Thursday. All right, gotta kick
My show. Anyway,
off.
so this is it. This is a bounty hunter tip. It's all finished, and my bounty hunter is in there driving now. So
Did Jake build the bounty hunter for you?
no, actually he did not. I challenged him to, and I thought he was doing it, but they were just some of his dudes, so I made him. So there is cargo storage in the back here. Oops.
That's what she said.
That's right. Cargo storage there. There is secret cargo storage right here on top, so you can put some cargo down in there. You can access. You can access it for play, and he has. There is his vac tube is right there, and there's his bed and a waffle, and because he likes waffles, and
You have to include the vac tube.
the vac tube for evacuating your thorax, and then the ramp to get in actually pops down from this area right here, and it goes. You can't see it. There's a ladder right to the side there. And everything. So I added some bullet hole stickers that I had left over from Exoforce to give it some character and everything like this. So this is my new ship. I've kind of come up with a name, but I'm not exactly pleased with it yet. So I'm probably going to sit down here and photo it before Brick Blaze is tonight and get that ready to go and everything. So yes, Space Waffle. So
when you're talking about Star Wars or like sci-fi foods, it can't just be waffles. You got to call it something like Trandoshan waffles.
They're Wampa waffles.
with spam cake. You gotta have spam
Oh,
cake
yeah.
and waffles.
Yeah, there you go.
In my big ship over here, there is spam cake and anti-spam cake and two little things. I try to include that as much as I can for our old buddy Tom. So
Did you say spam cake and then anti-spam cake?
yes, spam cake was a pink, and then sand green was anti-spam cake back in the day. So
I
if you get those,
I could eat.
moldy spam cake.
you don't want to get those two things together because it's
Yeah.
You
It's
will
bad.
create a singularity, and you will swallow both of them.
that's correct. It will rip the universe in half. So. All right, everybody. Well, let's go ahead and shut her down. Any last comments for the night for the folks in the peanut gallery over here?
Well, thank the Queen. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, don't forget. So Thursday night, let's see, tonight on Twitch, Brick Blaze, our buddy Brick Blaze has a Lego show, and I'll be on it, and so will Brick Smith, I believe. So tune in to Twitch.
I will be present and accounted for on my friend's show. Yes.
Yeah. So come check that out on Twitch. His name is Brick Blaze. He's a good guy. Does a great stuff, solid dude. So check that out. And then on Thursday, we have our normal show on Thursday at 7. And you know what? We haven't talked about a topic. Do you guys want to talk about photoing mocks? Would that be a good topic?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you would just Gil's Day.
What was that, Dana?
You will make Gil's Day if that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, let's talk about photoing mocks. So we'll talk about photoing, presenting your mocks, because I'm horrible at it. So we'll do that, and so we'll talk about that Thursday night. And what else is going on this week, Brick Smith? Anything else?
Saturday there is a group of Floridians coming to Newton, Georgia, and some Alabamians coming to Newton, Georgia. We're going to hit ABC and some redneck something. What's the name of the joint we're eating?
I don't know. The Redneck Gourmet in downtown
Gourmet. So if you're about that life and you like pimento cheese, let's get it.
I think I might have enough time to get a tetanus shot before Saturday.
This is actually one of the downtown little fancier restaurants in Noonan. It is not.
Okay. All
It
right.
is not Roadkill Cafe. It sounds like it's going to be really good. So,
We
mask
got to
up,
find the place
hazmat
then.
suit
Do
on.
that.
Yeah, don't be scooping any roadkill on your way up from Florida and bring it to us. The armadillo comes in the can, so that's always good. But anyway, so join us if you can, and you're in the area. Come to Noonan Saturday. If you
Please.
can't make it to eat at 11, be at the restaurant or be at the ABC at about 12:30 or so. Come hang out with us. We'll be there for a little bit. So that's a lot of fun. Even Canadians are invited if you want to come on down. So
Yeah, sure.
we'll
And then,
give you some virus to take home. We've got plenty apparently. So we'll just bag that up for you and take it back home.
I've got plenty, thanks.
Thank you guys. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you on Thursday. Don't forget Brick Blazes show tonight at 9 Eastern time. Whatever Central time. Who knows? All right. Love you guys. Talk to y'all later. Be nice. Wear your mask. Be kind to somebody. Good
Good
night.
night, YouTube.